Welcome to Unaka Gear Co. I'm Dan.
Nope, start over.
Welcome to Unaka Gear Co. I'm Dan.
And I'm Brad.
Yeah. All right, you ready? How do you like my hands on the table like this? Is this aggressive?
I like it.
Yeah.
This is perfect on.
Welcome to Unaka Gear Co. I'm Dan.
And I'm Brad.
Today we're going to be installing a Unaka 8020 roof rack on a Sprinter 144.
Let's do it. You purchase your Unaka 8020 roof rack. First thing that we want to do is go over some of the things that are included in your kit. You'll take note that you're going to receive a packing list that details out all of the hardware and components that are included. It's also going to tell you which box that your things are shipped in. The first box that you'll be receiving is your hardware kit. It's going to include everything with your adapter brackets, your 5-hole L plates, your 4-hole splice plates, and all of the labeled components as well. You're going to receive some Loctite and also a tube of anti-seize. The next box that you'll be receiving is your 8020 structural crossbars and your side rails. You're going to get various lengths of the side rails and also the amount of crossbars that you select at purchase. The final box that you may receive, this is optional, is going to be your wind fairing. The wind fairing includes all of the hardware and components as well that you need. All right, let's rock. Now that you're up here on the roof, you're ready to rock. First step is you're going to take your washer plate from your adapter hardware kit. You're going to grab your carriage bolts and feed those through. One thing that's important to note is that you will have to install these from the rear. The reason for that is there is a plate at the front that prevents you from being able to slide this into position. So after you get that where you need it, you're going to take your adapter bracket and place it. You will then take some anti-seize and dab this in here. You will then take your flange lock nut and you're going to finger tighten that on. And you're going to tighten these down. One thing to remember, don't tighten these all the way because you're going to want to have a little bit of maneuverability once you get your crossbars up here, so that way you can get them nice and snug. We're going to move on and install the other two now. So the next step here is once you have your adapter brackets in place, you're going to want to go ahead and pre-install some of your T-nuts and 3607 bolts. This will make it easier for you to slide your rails into position rather than fumbling around and maybe missing one of your T-nuts. So we're going to take this. Remember, you want the nub to be on the interior of the bar, so it's going to be facing towards you. So now we will go ahead and slide our 8020 bar in.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. The next step will be to go ahead and pre-assemble your 4-hole splice plate. You're going to do the same process here and pre-install your T-nuts and 3607 bolts. Once you have this complete, you're ready to slide this into your front side rail. Keep that loose so that way you can slide it back. Now, you'll tighten these just to finger tight.
Now that you have your side rail assembly completely installed and loose, you will go ahead and you will set the distance off of your front 8020 adapter bracket. You will simply grab your tape measure and take note of the dimension off the front of this bar to the front of this bracket and ensure that you match that dimension on the other side. And you will want to ensure that this dimension is where you want it in order to position your wind fairing in the correct location.
So now that we have our side rails in place, the next step is going to be mounting your crossbars. Pro tip would be, just like we did with the splice plates, to go ahead and pre-install your 5-hole L brackets so that way you can get them up here nice and easy. One step to remember is to install your T-nuts inside your channel. Best way to do that, the nub side facing inwards. We'll go ahead and do that now and go ahead and put our crossbars in. We're gonna set the width with the crossbar. Just like that.
Okay, now that you have your crossbars set and they're in the right position, what we'd like to do next is we'd like to go ahead and install our end caps, ensuring that we do not apply too much torque to the screws and strip out the holes that the self-tapping screw is installed in. And then from there, we'd like to go through and tighten the bolts and ensure that they are all torqued to spec. We like to start with the 80-20 adapter brackets. That pulls everything together nice and snug. And then we torque and tighten down the carriage bolts on our nut plates, and then we begin to work across the top. The way that we like to do that is we will pull one bolt at a time, apply Loctite, retighten, and pull out the torque wrench and torque it to spec. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this video made your install go just a little bit smoother.
Make sure you go on the website and check out some of our additional products that are compatible with your 80-20 roof rack.
See you next time.